Afternoon. It's Tuesday. Well, really it's not. It's Friday, but for the sake of pretending we're time traveling, it is Tuesday. Time for a Canteen Cup Tuesday. And as you can see, I am not outside. I've spent most of the morning outside working on my bow project. And after I cleaned up that mess, the winds picked up, and it has been off and on raining since then. So I decided that I'll take my Canteen Cup Tuesday/Friday into the house, and we'll do it in here. It's probably a little bit quieter unless the freezer kicks in, and then you'll hear a long hum, and it'll just annoy us to no end. But today, my recipe, what I'm going to do is Hawaiian shrimp and chicken. It comes from Chef Glenn again, and you'll see that I do a lot of things from him. My wife and I, we do a lot of backpacking and hiking, and we'll cover quite a bit of distance, really. But we try to keep our weight down. So I've gotten into dehydrated meals quite a bit, and if you've seen any of my earlier videos and stuff, you'll see that a lot of my trail videos anyhow are mostly dehydrated foods, and this one is the same way. Anyhow, like I said, it comes from Chef Glenn's Recipes for Adventure. I have not tried this yet, so it's an experiment today. Primarily, I am going next week to a woodsman meetup up in Daniel Boone National Forest in Kentucky, and it was one that caught my eye, so I want to try it first before taking it up there as one of my meals for up there. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be good, but I just wanted to give it a try. So let me explain what I've got here, and then we'll get started. I've got right here, I've got some dehydrated shrimp and chicken. And what I did is I bought the frozen shrimp that was already cooked, deveined, and with the shells off, and dehydrated them. I did that last night, probably about 6 to 8 hours. And from an earlier project, I've already had some canned chicken, which was it was already cooked also. So I dehydrated some canned chicken and just mixed the two together. And just in a second, we'll put this in the Canteen Cup and just let it rehydrate on its own for a few minutes while we're getting everything else ready. And then I've got one of them small cans. You know, the crap, I don't even know how to describe it, but anyhow, just a regular small can of pineapple tidbits, and dehydrated them last night also. This is that whole can, and it went probably 14 hours, and it's probably could have went a little bit longer. Right now it's squishy, maybe like a raisin. It's dry to the touch, and everything, and it just, like I said, it's just kind of squishy like a raisin or maybe a prune. So I think it's pretty much done. I just don't know how well it would have stored had I tried to make it a couple months in advance. I don't know. And then also from an earlier project, I've got half a cup of long grain rice that I cooked in chicken broth and then dehydrated back down. So it's right now it is just dry and crunchy rice bits, but it's been pre-cooked. Also, I've got inside there some of the little mini bell peppers, different colors, some red ones, green ones, and I think there's a few orange ones there. And his recipe called for some red pepper flakes, which I looked around and I did not have any. And his recipe also calls for some coconut flakes, and I know I don't have any of them. I'm not a big fan of coconut, but I would have tried it had I had some available. So that's all my ingredients, and I'm going to put just a little bit of water inside the pot and let the chicken and the shrimp absorb some of that up, and then we'll start the rest of this meal. So stand by just 1 second. Okay, so I've got my Pathfinder or Canteen and lid again. The other couple weeks ago, my wife and I were out at Big South Fork doing some camping and hiking and stuff, and I tried a kind of a heavy soup for lunch, and we did all this out there. I just noticed that with heavy base soups, this stove was probably a little too hot. I've been working on cleaning it back out, and as much as I turned the burner down, there's some scorching that took place in the bottom of the cup. Like I said, I got most of that cleaned out, and I just think maybe it's a little too close to the flame, or just a little too hot for maybe a heavy cream-based soup or anything like that. So I'll probably stay away from that. I did experiment with it, and I don't know if I brought with it here or not, but apparently I did not. But I took a round from a soup can and laid it over the top of here, playing around just to see if it can make a little diffuser out of it. And playing around, it looks like it works. I just haven't had an opportunity to actually try it yet. But so here's my shrimp and my chicken pieces. That was also maybe 6 shrimp. Then I cut them in thirds. They were, I think, the jumbo size shrimp. So it was a shrimp tail about yay big, and then like I said, I cut it up and before I dehydrated it. So I'm just gonna let that absorb. I'm gonna see if we can do this without getting too messed up. But I'm gonna see if just try to let that. It's not gonna. Oh, there it is. Let that absorb some of the water, and before we get going anywhere. Close enough for right now. So I'll come back in about 5 minutes or so, and we'll see how that's absorbed everything, and then we'll start putting the rest of this together. Okay, it has excuse me. It has been pretty close to 5 minutes. I went ahead and added the rest of the water that I think I need. So it calls for 1 cup of water. I'm making the smaller of the two. He has usually recipes for a regular and a large. So I base this on just a regular one. So I put 8 ounces of water in there, and we'll put the rest of this in here. Here's my kitty cat. Excuse me for a second. Everybody, that's Raven. But I've got to put her up because she's very clingy. Okay. Sorry about that. So I'll go ahead and put my rice and peppers in there. And my pineapple pieces. Had I used coconut, Chef Glenn suggested that you package up the pineapple and the coconut together, but separate from everything else. So, I'm not sure of the whys, but oh look, more rain. We'll just stir this together mix it up real good. I found that there's that little can lid I was talking about, and my intention was just to lay it down over top of the flame and then it act as a diffuser, so I'm not going to do that today though. Okay, so we'll just keep a mindful eye on it. Try to turn it down some. Yeah, that'll be good. Got a low flame on it. What I'm really wanting to do is give it more time sitting in the water and coming up to temperature at a slower pace, so it'll rehydrate everything a little bit better. Because mostly all you're doing is heating up all the ingredients and then letting it absorb water. So once it comes to a boil, we let it cook for about a minute, and then set up for about 10. So I'm going to try to take it to a boil over a longer period of time, is what my goal is. So it's about all that for now, and then when there's some action going on here, we'll turn the camera back on. Oh, I did want to suggest, I know I've talked about this book a few times now. I got mine from Amazon, and I know you can buy it directly from his website, The Recipes for Adventure. And I think he has a YouTube channel also, but if he does, I haven't seen too many of them. I've pretty much went mostly to his website and some of his little discussion groups and blogs and stuff. His website is backpackingchef.com, and like I said, give his book a try. There's a lot of good ideas in here. There's a lot of good dehydrating information. It is worth the buy, especially if you plan on doing any kind of multi-day type of trip where weight is going to be a factor. Gives dehydrating food a bit of a try. So, let's see how we're. Yeah, see already starting to steam, but there's some of them shrimp pieces are rehydrating back up and plumping, so we're just going to let that go as it is and come back to you in a couple minutes. Okay, it is just now coming to a boil. Oh, looky there. So I'm going to give that a stir, and that's supposed to go about a minute. You can see, I'm going to try to grab some of these things here, show them to you, how it's still got quite a bit of water to soak up, but it is plumping all back up really nicely, and it's got a very beautiful smell to it. There. I'm going to put that on a really low heat. The real idea was to remove it from the heat source and then just let it rest for 10 minutes, insulating it. I don't have anything with me at the moment to insulate it with. I've made a few little koozies to go around some of my pots, but nothing for a canteen cup. So I'm going to turn that down to almost barely on, just so it can keep some heat in there, and then let that go. I got 1 o'clock even right now, so I'm going to let that go to 7 or 8 minutes after, and then see see how that looks, and we'll be sharing it with you. So we'll get back to you. Come on, Raven. Okay, it has been right at 8 minutes. I've checked on it a few times here and there, but all in all, it's coming along very nicely. I'm going to turn the heat off, I believe. Okay. And just let that sit for still a little bit of liquid in there to absorb. And I want to show it to you though. You just got to, you almost have to sit over here and smell some of this, but you can't. There's, look at that. Pineapple pieces swelled up really good. The shrimp rehydrated nicely. That is, it's going to be really, really good. So I'm going to give it just a little bit of salt and pepper. Good stir, and then let that sit there for a couple minutes. I think that is going to be a good lunch. Alright, so I'll get back with you in just a quick second. Alrighty, just about ready to give this a try. There you go, see. Alright. That was really good. Pineapples are good and juicy. Little shrimp piece. Firm, but good flavor. Some little peppers. Good flavor all in all. I'm going to call this one a success. And I'm just looking at my battery meter, which is all but expired on the camera, so I'm going to shut up now. I finished my lunch, and then I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like, throw some comments in there. I usually try pretty hard to get back to my comments and respond to them. If you like some of my other videos, please subscribe. And just wanted to say thank you, and we'll see you in the woods.